Welcome to the deep dive. Summer is officially here, and for many of us with teens and tweens, that means a whole new set of challenges, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you know the ones, that familiar refrain, he wants to game all night,
Mm-hmm.
he still hasn't showered, and then the classic, I'm my own boss.
Yep, heard that one a few times.
If that sounds like your summer soundtrack, well, let me tell you, you are absolutely not alone.
Not at all.
That feeling of being totally overwhelmed when the school year structure just evaporates, that's something countless parents experience.
It really is.
So our mission today is to kind of cut through that chaos. We're going to take a deep dive into navigating summer vacation with your adolescents.
Right.
We've pulled together some fantastic research-informed insights and a really practical parent survival guide.
Right.
We want to extract the most important nuggets.
Get right to the useful stuff.
Exactly. Think of this as your shortcut to understanding the why behind these behaviors, how to set boundaries that actually stick, maybe keep some semblance of peace,
Mhm.
and genuinely foster healthy independence, all without, losing your sanity.
That's the goal. And it's true, this challenge is far more widespread than many parents realize.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what we've consistently found is that understanding the why behind these behaviors, like the underlying developmental drivers, that's often the critical first step.
Okay.
It's key to finding solutions that truly work.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Because for so many parents, the moment summer hits, gaming suddenly becomes the summer obsession.
Mm-hmm. The main event.
It feels like it just consumes them. Why does that happen?
Well, what's fascinating here is that this drive is deeply rooted in the adolescent brain.
Okay.
During this period, the brain undergoes massive changes. We're talking areas related to reward, decision-making, self-regulation.
Yeah.
It's all under construction, really.
Right.
So teens are essentially wired with these core cravings.
Yeah.
Autonomy, wanting control,
Hmm.
those immediate hits of dopamine, the feel-good chemical,
Yeah.
and crucially, peer interaction. Connection with friends is huge.
Okay, so how does gaming fit into that picture?
Well, gaming, for all the frustration it causes as parents, it delivers on all three. Big time.
Ah.
It provides those immediate dopamine rushes, which makes it incredibly appealing, even hard to stop sometimes.
Right, that reward loop.
Exactly. And it offers a profound sense of control. Think about it. At an age when teens often feel quite powerless in their lives,
Mm-hmm.
in the game, they're in charge. They make decisions. They achieve things.
That makes sense.
Plus, there's the social connection, especially with multiplayer games. There's this sense of achievement, leveling up, winning. And of course, it's an easy escape.
An escape from just boredom or more?
Boredom, pressure, maybe even awkwardness. It's a reliable space for them. So the key insight here is your child isn't lazy or simply defiant when they're glued to the screen.
Oh, okay.
They're wired for novelty, for reward, and for control. But, and this is crucial, that doesn't mean structure isn't needed. It absolutely is.
So what does this all mean then? If they're wired this way, how do we set gaming boundaries without it just turning into a massive battle every single time?
Right, that's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
Knowing this about their brains changes the approach.
How so?
Well, the traditional just take it away approach, that top-down enforcement, it often clashes directly with that fundamental need for autonomy.
Ah, okay. So it triggers the pushback.
Exactly, which is why it often leads to such explosive reactions. The real shift is moving from battle to strategy.
Okay, strategy. What does that look like?
It means recognizing that how you set limits is as important, maybe even more important, than what the limits are.
Hmm.
And the research is pretty clear.
Yeah.
Sharing control, even in small ways, builds their internal regulation much better than just external force.
Sharing control, like how?
Well, one of the most effective ways is collaborative rule setting. Actually involve them.
Involve the teen
Yeah.
in setting their own gaming rules.
Yes. It sounds counterintuitive, I know. But ask them, what do you think is a fair gaming curfew that still lets you get enough sleep?
Okay.
Or how much screen time feels reasonable to you so you can still, get other things done this summer?
So you're giving them a stake in it.
Precisely. They have buy-in. It's also really helpful to set clear, tech-free anchor points, times when devices are just off limits.
Like meals.
Meals are a big one. Family time, whatever that looks like for you. And definitely setting a rule like all screens off at least an hour before bedtime. That helps with sleep.
Right. And there are tools too, right? Apps and things.
Yeah, definitely. Don't forget the tech tools, things like Google Family Link, Apple Screen Time, Bark.
Hmm.
They can help enforce the limits you agree on.
So it's not always you being the bad guy.
Exactly. It takes some of that pressure off. And interestingly, research actually found that parental involvement, like talking about games, maybe even playing with them occasionally,
Yeah.
is more effective in curbing excessive gaming than just punishment or confiscation,
Involvement, not just policing. Right.
being engaged in their world.
That really shifts the perspective, doesn't it? It's less about taking stuff away, more about setting them up for success and involving them.
Yes, building skills.
And I liked this really concrete example we found in the source material for a gaming rule. It was something like, you can game for up to 3 hours a day between noon and 9 p.m.,
Specific.
but only after breakfast and a shower, and we have dinner together device-free.
See? It connects privileges to basic routines and family time. Clear, fair, and structured.
Okay. So that's gaming. Now, just like understanding the brain helped there, let's tackle the next big summer struggle. The shower showdown.
Ah, yes, the hygiene hurdles.
We've all been there, right? You're wondering if their nose just, like, stopped working, or are they deliberately cultivating a new aroma?
It can feel like pure defiance sometimes.
Totally. But you're saying this resistance to hygiene, it's actually normal, developmentally.
It often is, yes.
Okay.
If we connect this back to the bigger picture, the adolescent brain again,
Yeah.
there are reasons.
Okay, like what?
Well, sometimes they genuinely don't notice body odor as much as we do. Their sensory perception might be different, or just less attuned to it.
Huh. Really?
Yeah. Or they might just be so engrossed in something else, gaming, chatting with friends, that hygiene literally isn't even on their radar. It's not a priority in that moment.
Okay. Distraction.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And yes, for some, it can be a form of autonomy testing. You can't make me. That's real too.
Right. Pushing boundaries.
But a key insight from research is that adolescents often require external reminders and sort of scaffolding for routines. Their executive functioning, planning, organizing, initiating tasks is still developing.
So they're not necessarily being difficult just to be difficult.
Often not. Their brain is still maturing in how it manages these everyday tasks and routines. They might genuinely forget or struggle to self-start.
Okay. So knowing that, what are the practical solutions? Because nagging clearly doesn't work.
No, nagging usually backfires. It creates resentment. Instead, try using natural consequences.
Like what?
Calmly state the boundary and the outcome. For example, hey, if you're not showered, you won't be able to join us at the movie later. It's just part of our hygiene rule for going out together.
Okay. So the consequence is directly related.
Yes. Or you can try tying hygiene to their goals, something they actually care about.
Like social stuff.
Exactly. Maybe something like, rinsing off daily really helps keep your skin clear. A lot of teens find it helps with breakouts if they stick to it. Connect it to their potential benefit.
Ah, appeal to their own interests. Clever.
Yeah, and just like with screen time, creating routine anchors is really helpful.
Anchors.
Yeah, tying it to another event that happens every day, like shower happens right after breakfast, or maybe before dinner. It becomes part of the expected flow.
Consistency again. Seems like that's a theme.
It really is. Consistency is key for building these habits when their internal drive might not be there yet.
But what about those days, when you're just exhausted? Or the natural consequence you set just doesn't seem to land. They just dig their heels in.
That happens.
Does that mean there's a deeper issue? Or is there a plan B when it feels less like development and more like a straight-up battle of wills?
That's where the calm, compassionate, and consistent approach really gets tested, right?
Yeah.
When a natural consequence doesn't seem to work, it's often less about outright defiance and maybe more about they're still developing capacity for foresight, like understanding future outcomes or just difficulty with self-regulation in that moment.
So it's still brain stuff.
Often, yes. Plan B isn't necessarily about escalating the consequence. It might be about revisiting the agreement calmly, maybe later when things aren't heated.
Yeah.
You could say something like, hey, it seemed like the movie consequence didn't quite connect yesterday when the shower didn't happen. What do you think would be a fair or logical outcome if our hygiene agreement isn't met?
Putting a bag on them again. Collaboration.
Exactly. It reinforces their role and responsibility in the rules you've hopefully set together.
Okay.
Sometimes, honestly, Plan B is just sticking to the basic routine so consistently, day after day, that it eventually becomes less of a fight. It takes time. It takes a lot of parental energy, no doubt.
Yeah, I can imagine. But it's about the long game, building habits.
Precisely.
That's a really helpful way to frame it.
Yeah.
Shifting from a battle to like a shared problem-solving thing. Okay, now let's tackle that classic summer declaration. The one that makes every parent internally groan.
I think I know where you're going.
I'm my own boss,
Ah, there it is.
right? It might make you grit your teeth, but you said earlier it's a genuine expression of their need for independence, for power.
It absolutely is. It's developmentally appropriate for them to want more control.
But the trick is, this doesn't mean they actually run the household. So how do we respond? Especially when it feels like a direct challenge.
Yeah, that's a crucial moment. Instead of the knee-jerk reaction, which might be, no, you're not the boss.
Right, which just starts a fight.
Exactly. Try a shift. A really important shift in your response. Try something like, you're learning to lead yourself. And my job is to help you build the skills so you actually can be your own boss someday.
Oh, wow, that's different.
It reframes their desire. It's not a challenge to your authority, it's a journey you're supporting. You shift from opponent to mentor.
From power struggle to teaching leadership. I like that.
And it aligns with the research, too. Studies show that teens who are given some autonomy within clear limits are actually more likely to develop self-regulation and cooperation later on.
It seems counterintuitive. Giving more freedom leads to more cooperation.
Measured freedom within boundaries, yes.
Yeah.
It helps them learn to manage themselves because they have actual practice doing it.
Okay, so how do we foster that? Give me some examples.
Offer meaningful choices whenever possible. Not fake choices, real ones. Do you want to shower before or after lunch? Do you want to do your chores now or after your free time?
So they have some control over the how or when.
Exactly. Also, connect privileges directly to responsibilities. Make it explicit. You can earn a later curfew on weekends, but that depends on the weekday routines being followed consistently.
Cause and effect.
Yep. And always set clear expectations, but do it with empathy. Say something like, look, you're getting older and we want to give you more freedom. That's important, but with more freedom comes more responsibility, and we need to see you stepping up in these areas.
So you validate their desire for freedom while linking it to maturity and responsibility?
You got it.
That reframing from you're not the boss to you're learning to lead yourself, that feels really powerful. It really is about the long-term goal anyway, isn't it? Teaching self-leadership.
That's the ultimate aim.
Can you give us another, maybe smaller example?
Yeah.
How a parent might use that learning to lead yourself idea in just a regular daily interaction, something less like a big speech?
Sure. Think about chores. Instead of just assigning a list, you could try. Okay, we need to figure out how the household stuff gets covered this week. As you're learning to manage your time, how would you plan out getting your tasks done by Friday?
Involving them in the planning.
Right. Or maybe with money. Instead of just handing over cash, you're getting older, and handling your own money is a big part of being your own boss. Let's look at the budget you came up with for your summer spending, and you can manage that amount.
Giving them actual responsibility and control over a specific area.
Exactly. It's about involving them in the planning, the execution, the problem solving, not just dictating the rules. Small steps toward self-leadership.
Okay, let's talk about that overall free-for-all feeling of summer. It can be really tempting, maybe especially after a tough school year, to just let everything go, no rules, no schedule.
The pendulum swing.
Yeah. But the sources we looked at really emphasize bringing back some light structure. That sounds like a tricky balance, right? Relaxed, but not chaotic.
It absolutely is a balancing act, and it might be surprising for some parents. But even though kids, especially teens, might initially resist structure, they actually thrive with predictable routines.
Thrive. Even if they complain about it.
Yes, deep down, the brain craves rhythm. Predictability provides a sense of security. Research shows that a structured, even if flexible approach helps reduce meltdowns. It improves sleep.
Sleep is a big one.
Huge. And it significantly increases cooperation. It just provides a stable framework in a world that can often feel pretty overwhelming or just boringly unstructured to them in the summer.
Okay, so structure isn't the enemy of fun. It can actually support it.
It really can. It reduces the friction points because everyone knows roughly what to expect.
So what does a light, flexible structure look like? Not a boot camp schedule, right?
Definitely not boot camp.
Hey.
More like a gentle rhythm.
Here's an example of a flexible daily framework that we saw, something that can make a huge difference.
Okay.
Maybe something like wake up, shower, eat by around 10:00 a.m.
Okay, a loose anchor to start the day. Right. Then maybe 11:00 a.m. to 3:00 p.m. is a block for flexible stuff. Could be free time, maybe getting chores done, reading, whatever they choose within that window.
Choice within the block?
Yep. Then maybe 3:00 p.m. to 6:00 p.m. is the dedicated screen time or gaming block. It has a start and an end.
Contained?
Then 6:00 to 07:00 p.m., ideally family dinner, device-free, connecting time.
That anchor again.
Exactly. Then maybe 7:00 p.m. is for something else, getting outside, playing a board game, working on a hobby, something active or engaging off-screen.
Okay.
And then maybe 9:00 p.m. is the screen's off point, starting a wind-down routine for bed.
So it's not minute by minute, but it has flow, key points, and dedicated zones.
Precisely. It gives the day shape without being rigid. Even just a bit of that rhythm can make a huge difference. It helps summer feel relaxed, like it should, but not completely out of control.
And it gives everyone, parents included, a framework to operate within. Reduces the constant negotiation.
That's a big part of it. Less decision fatigue for everyone.
Okay. As we start to wrap up this deep dive, I think it's really important to just reassure listeners, you are not failing.
Absolutely not.
This summer chaos, or whatever you want to call it, it's a common family challenge. Every parent faces some version of this, often feeling like they're just bouncing from one problem to the next.
It's true. What truly matters, more than getting it perfect, is how you respond to the challenges.
How you respond.
Yeah, approaching these situations not with, built up frustration or anger, but trying to come at it with calm, with compassion, remembering that developing brain, and with consistency.
Calm, compassion, consistency. Okay.
And remember some of those helpful phrases we talked about, the ones from the source material. They aren't just words. They're tools to invite collaboration.
Right.
Like saying, summer's supposed to feel relaxed, but maybe not totally out of control. Let's work together on finding a good balance.
Okay. Team approach.
Or, hey, I'm on your team here. I really want you to have fun and feel great mentally and physically this summer. I know we can figure this out. It sets a positive, supportive tone.
Yeah, that feels much better than starting from an adversarial place.
Definitely.
So really, this whole deep dive has been about giving you, the listener, the tools and the understanding to navigate these common summer challenges more confidently. By understanding a bit about the teen brain, trying collaborative boundaries, maybe using natural consequences, fostering that autonomy within limits, and putting in just a light, flexible structure.
Little shifts.
Yeah, these shifts can really transform the summer experience, hopefully from less of a battlefield into more of maybe a growth opportunity for everyone.
That's a great way to put it, and maybe a final thought to leave people with.
Okay.
Considering everything we've discussed, is especially about the teen brain's deep, deep desire for novelty and control. Here's something to ponder. How might embracing some unexpected opportunities for them to truly lead, maybe in small, new ways that aren't even tied to your rules or chores, just something they initiate, how might that actually strengthen their buy-in to the routines and responsibilities they might otherwise resist?
So letting them lead in one area might make them more willing to follow in others.
It's a possibility worth exploring. Give them a chance to genuinely exercise that autonomy drive in a positive way, and see if it shifts the dynamic elsewhere.
Something to really mull over, isn't it? Maybe it's letting them plan a family outing from start to finish, or taking the lead on some summer project they're actually passionate about, even if it's something you know nothing about.
Could be anything, big or small.
So maybe think about that. Where could you offer your teen a new, genuine choice, a real chance to lead this summer? And just observe. See how that subtle shift in power might change the whole family dynamic.